Hey, welcome to my first blog post. Really exciting. You're probably here because you're interested in the review of Isagenix. So I'm going to be reviewing days 1 through 4. But just in case you don't know anything about me, I am a certified personal trainer through ACE, and then I'm also earning my PhD in clinical psychology with a focus on obesity and fitness. So I know a little bit about this realm, just a little bit. And, I'm very passionate about helping others change both mentally and physically. So I developed a personal training company that our mission is not only to build strong bodies, but to also build kick-ass attitudes. So, through my studies, one of the things, so you get an idea of who I am, that I noticed is that there's a 50% dropout rate in fitness programs within the first 6 months. So to me, that was just a huge gap in the literature where I could find a solution. And I have been finding that solution, and it's through my company, Sassy Says Fitness, where we do exercise and then also skill building. So our skill building sessions kind of just tackle unhelpful thoughts and beliefs about exercise, and we're really building up confidence and compassion and love towards ourselves. And we do that through skills that are informed by exercise psychology literature that are important for behavior change and being successful in exercise adherence, enjoyment, and self-efficacy. So that's me. I want to be the new voice in the fitness industry that says we are not just our bodies, but we are a person underneath our body. So that's me. So one night I was at the pub and I ran into Lee Diamond, who is a sales representative for Isagenix. So this is how I got started on this product. And she kind of told me her story. I told her my story that I just told you. And we thought, wow, like what a great partnership. We should talk. So she's been talking to me for a few months, but I never really jumped the gun on Isagenix. For my clients and for me, I think that's a huge shift in behavior, and I am more focused on simplicity and just getting our foot through the door and then making behavior changes to build onto something big. So for me, I was a little reluctant to actually start this product. And but she kind of gave me a promo, and I couldn't really resist that promo. So I was just like, you know what? A couple clients are now asking about nutrition, and I do give them the standard care for nutrition, but they always want to know, is there something more? So before I can actually refer that to my clients, I do want to try it myself because I don't want to refer them to something that isn't feasible. So let me jump into actually reviewing the product then. So the product, first of all, let's talk about feasibility, because this girl, ADHD, really strong within me. I cannot organize for the life of me. It's really hard. That mug collection, that's the best you'll ever see, and it's just because I'm vlogging right now. Anyway, so I was really worried about having the shake in the morning, the Ionic Supreme in the morning, the accelerator pill, then the midday snack, and then another shake, and then the pills, and then figuring out. I was really worried I wouldn't be able to follow through with it. So I'm on day 4, and I am pleasantly surprised as to how easy it is to follow the regimen. So as some of you know, I had an appointment early in the morning on Friday at 8:30, and because I posted on Instagram about it, I just threw all this shit in the bag and then brought it to the appointment, and it was so easy. The protein shakes are so filling, they really are, and the blender is really small, so even if you can't pre-blend, just take it with you and find an outlet somewhere. So it's just really easy to do all those things. And, like I mentioned, those products are filling. So feasibility, and this is a girl that can't organize for the life of her. Then the other thing I wanted to talk about was taste, because a lot of people are concerned about a nutrition line not tasting so good. Well, let me tell you, protein shakes are so good. I want one right now, but I'm on a cleanse day and I can't have one. So I like strawberry. Strawberry is my favorite. And the protein bars, once again, really good. Really good. They're chocolates, which are snacks. So good. The one thing I didn't like was the Ionic Supreme. And it's nothing terrible. It's just I don't want to drink it because I'd rather have something else. But it's not terrible. And I don't even have to chug it down. I just, I don't feel like doing it. And then the wafers, I don't really like the wafers. So the wafers are for your cleanse days to curb your appetite. They do that. They curb your appetite, but they do not satisfy my taste buds, which is what I wanted on a cleanse day. But it was effective in not making me hungry. And I'm going to post a different vlog about cleanse day because there's a lot to say about it. But just to let you guys know, I'm doing wonderful on cleanse day, and I was really anxious about that. So that's a little bit about the taste. The expense, yeah, kind of sucks, doesn't it? Not gonna lie. But there are ways to get some kickbacks and some rewards. So that's really helpful. And then also, if you talk to somebody at Isagenix, they're wonderful people and they will let you know about a promo. They really will. So just reach out to somebody and ask, like, hey, like, would you mind letting me know when there's a promo? Ask me. I'll be happy to let you know when there's a promo. If that's the barrier that's getting in the way of buying this product. So that's it about the product. As you know, I am a complete nerd and a researcher. So throughout this whole entire process, I'm going to be documenting my experience with Isagenix throughout the 30 days. So I'm tracking things like mood, behaviors, cravings, sleep, weight, hip and waist circumference, arms and legs, everything. So let me go over kind of how my first 4 days have been. So yeah, day 1, so good. I was like on the ball with things. I was a beast, like beast mode throughout day 1, following everything perfectly, no hiccups, dominated day 1. So I track things like happiness. So I track my moods, behaviors, and cravings on a scale of 0 to 10. Happiness, I was at an 8, feeling really happy. Anxiety, I was at a 2 because, part of me was just like, can I sustain this? So a little bit of worry there. Shame was at a 0. Anger was at a 0. And then also, side note, I measure these things a couple times a day and then I average the scores. Behaviors, feeling fatigued or tired, I rated myself at a 0. So I think I was just running off with like confidence and adrenaline and self-compassion. It was great. Cravings, I put at a 2 because there was, a time where like I thought about having food that I wasn't supposed to have, but it wasn't strong. It was just a thought that I accepted and like gently let go. Day 2 was hell. Day 2 was hell. It was the worst day ever. Give you a little idea of how bad day 2 was. Let's see. Happiness was at a 3, not feeling very happy. Anxiety was at a 7. Shame was at a 9. And angry, I wasn't angry. It was a 0. I rarely get angry about things like this. And behaviors, tiredness was a 5. So about half the day I was feeling fatigued. And then cravings were at a 10. That means all day, every minute, I wanted food that I wasn't supposed to have. So as you can imagine, day 2 sucked. And I actually didn't fill out my mood ratings on day 2. I just went to bed. And I actually cheated because I had a protein bar. So I had technically 4 meals. So what I was thinking was like, why can't I do this? Like, I'm a therapist. I'm a personal trainer. Like, this is pathetic. Like, there's something wrong with me. If like everybody else is doing this on the forums, like, why can't I? I should be able to do this. That's shame. I didn't identify it as shame because I hadn't, like, it was easier for me just to avoid going there. So when I woke up on day 3, I was just like, what happened with day 2? So I was more mindful when I woke up on day 3, recharged. And those are the pearls of wisdom that I'm going to be teaching you at the end of the video. Things that I wish I would have known going into the program in order to make the days more easy. So I will get back to why day 2 was so bad for me. But day 3, wow, was that a lot better once I kind of figured out all those things that I should have done before entering the program. So happiness was at a 7, so it went right back up. Anxiety was at a 4 just because I was going out with friends. Well, you know what? Happiness should have been happiness. I was the same happy when I was day 1, which I would put an 8. I'm changing it right now. And anxiety was at a 4 because I was going out with friends, and I was a little worried that, we were going to a restaurant that I would get like French fries and a burger, which I really wanted the French fries and the burger. But since I like had those like what I should have done moments, I was able to problem solve in that restaurant, and I had something really healthy and within my budgeted calorie range. And I felt really proud of myself. Tired, I put at a 2. That's because we were playing laser tag earlier in the day, and like, that's a workout. Laser tag is intense, and there's just all these little kids that are shooting you, and those kids are so mean. I actually told one to stop it. He like cornered me in a dark corner. I mean, it's all dark, but he cornered me, and he's just like buzzing me, and I'm like, I'm not even active. Like, I'm deactivated. You need to give me time. And so I told him, I was like, stop it. He was 6 and I was so upset with him. But I wasn't angry. I was just really anxious. He made me feel a lot of anxiety. But I was tired after that. I worked up a sweat. And then today's Sunday is my cleanse day. Happiness is at a 9. So I'm the happiest I've ever been in the 4 days. Anxiety is at a 1 just because I have little worry thoughts. And shame is at a 0. Tired I put as a 2. I did work out for 2 hours today. Keep that in mind. 2 hours at the gym on a cleanse day, only feeling a 2 for tired. And it's 12 in the morning right now, and I'm still going strong. So that's letting you know a little bit about the product, because usually at this point I'm like dead. So I'm like quite interested in those results. And my cravings are at a 3, just because it's a cleanse day, and I thought about eating hot wings, but it wasn't strong. But I think that's pretty normal for you to want to crave something on a cleanse day. I didn't say my cravings yesterday, which was Saturday, when I went out with friends. But those were at like a 4 because I was at that restaurant. Okay, so moving on to sleep. Sleep was terrible. Don't even have to talk about that. Didn't sleep many hours, many of those days. And it had nothing to do with Isagenix. It had everything to do with I had deadlines and I had to stay up and meet them. But now this week I'll be able to sleep. So what are my pearls of wisdom? What are things that I want to tell you that I wish I would have known going into this product? Here we go. The first one, envision your obstacles, right? So simple, but we don't think about that. Like, I want you, before you start this product, to think, okay, what can come up? What can be an obstacle of getting in the way of this commitment that I just made? What I want you to do, list all your obstacles down, every single one of them, all the things that you think are going to get in the way of the behavior change, right? First step. Once you're done with this, make a safety plan. Smart, right? I should have known to do this and I didn't, but that's okay, right? So what the safety plan is are options that you can take in those 911 moments. For me, take a walk, call a friend. And actually, I want to stress about the friend thing. Social support is really important for behavior change, and it's shown to be associated with weight loss. So women specifically reaching out to family members have been shown to be proven for weight loss, and then men reaching out to friends have shown to be helpful for weight loss. But if there's that person there, that person that supports you in the ways that you need to be supported, that person that deserves that story, because you may be feeling shame. And when you have to reach out to somebody and let them know that, it takes a lot of courage. So make sure that that's the right person that you're reaching out and you're connecting to, someone who really can support you. They are your probably your best option in this safety plan for those 911 moments that I call them. For me, going to the gym was really good too. As a part of my safety plan, mindfulness is really helpful for me. Mindfulness is just great. I'm really sorry about that light. It's really bright, but it's 12 a.m. and I don't have any other lights. And anyway, Isagenix has a welcome packet where you commit to the behavior change. Read the commitment every day. That is super helpful. But since I'm a therapist and also a researcher, I take things to the next level. Research studies have looked at self-affirmation essays, and they are so just vital in weight loss. And I'm going to let you know what self-affirmation is. So a lot of the times when we're in a social situation, our identity becomes threatened. For me, my identity became threatened in a situation where I'm a part of this larger community that's Isagenix. Everybody seems to be doing really well, and I'm not. Hey, I'm the personal trainer. I'm the therapist. I should be able to do this easily. And it wasn't the case, and my identity was threatened. This is where values come in. Figuring out what your most important value in life is. For me, it's authenticity. But for others, it could be love, friendship, religion, spirituality, creativity, basic humanity, like being compassionate and kind towards others. Those are all values. So what I want you to do is, before you start this journey, think about your number one value, the thing that you value the most. Once you've thought of that, and for some, nothing may come to mind, Google common values and pick one that you think is the most important and write an essay about it. And you're going to write why this value is most important. For those that have the value in mind already, this could be a little bit easier in why you think it's important. But you're going to write it all out. And then you're going to wake up every morning and you're going to read it. Because that is what makes you worthy as a person. That's what makes you important. That's what makes you you. And when you're in these situations where your identity is threatened, like me, it would have been helpful to go back and read an essay as to why I am important and why I am successful, right? And that would have reduced my shame and led me to feel less of those other things. So like really the cravings were connected to the shame. Feeling the cravings, I shouldn't be feeling this. Those I shouldn'ts, that's shame. But if I had that essay to read as to why I'm important, research shows like once you realize what those values are, that situation becomes less threatening and it becomes easier. So that's why I want you to write the self-affirmation essay. For those that don't have an essay or don't have a value in mind, pick a value that you want to live by. Write why it's important. Start practicing it every day. And that will make you feel successful and worthy just as you are in the moment. So that's why these are so important. And like I said, research is showing just waking up and reading those essays every morning are associated with weight loss. They're called WISE interventions, and all they are self-affirmation essays. So I suggest you do that. Then problem solving is my next tip. So a lot of the times what happens is when we have a problem, we only think of one option, and we become stuck in that option. When really we could be doing something like a problem-solving worksheet where we select our problem, a bunch of options that we can take, evaluate all of them, and then see which one we want to try. So for me, on day 2, I was so hungry. I was like stomach growling. It was bad, and I'm like, I'm just not doing it right. And I became stuck in this one option, which is suck it up because you should be able to do this. That's probably not the most helpful option, but that's the option that I took. What a problem-solving worksheet is up at the top, you're going to say how to feel more full or how to feel, less starved. And then you're going to write down, no, let's do how to feel more full. And then you're going to write down all your options. 1, write down some of the options that aren't going to be helpful, like the one I got stuck on, suck it up, right? But then write down other options. Think really hard about them. For me, I said, once I went back on day 3, I was like, I could have called Isagenix. I could have reached out to Lee. I could have went on Instagram and see how other people are struggling. I could Google modified shake schedule, right? So if I were to actually sit down and do those things on day 2, I wouldn't have been stuck in that option that said suck it up. I would have chose something else. And on day 3, I did. I contacted Isagenix and I said, you know what? I work out 2 hours a day. Day 2 is really bad for me, and, I really don't think I should be that hungry at the end of the day. And you know what they did? They sent me a link about a modified shake schedule. Guess what? Day 3, so much better because I increased my calories. And you may think like, oh, well, she's increasing her calories. She's probably not going to lose the weight. On Wednesday, I went to the doctor. I weighed 133.6. Saturday, I woke up and I was 129.4. You are still losing weight with the modified shake schedule. So that was just another tip that I have is that if you're feeling really hungry, reach out to somebody. And I think I mentioned to call the friend as well. Well, guess what? A lot of us sometimes don't have that social support network that we would hope for, and we don't have a friend that deserves that story, deserves like us becoming vulnerable and telling them like, hey, I'm struggling with this right now. I need some help. But you know who you do have? A whole entire community of Isagenix, and that includes me. If you're ever struggling, like please reach out to me. You can email me through my website. You can go on Instagram and message me, Facebook message me. There's so many different avenues you can take. I am that one person that will definitely be there to help you. I'm already helping some of you. So I'm also that person that you can ask questions to. So like I mentioned, overall, these were the things that I wish I would have known going into it. And I think the biggest one, well, everything's big, but do envision your obstacles, like what's going to get in the way. And then figuring out a safety plan and problem solving some of those options. Okay, that's all I have for today. And if you have any other questions, like I said, please feel free to contact me. Oh, I think Maggie's coming to say goodbye. You saying goodbye? Who's that? I know, I dropped my glasses. I'm a klutz. Yeah, disorganized. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go tomorrow. Nope, tomorrow is my last cleanse day. So on Tuesday, I'll post a vlog just about cleanse facts and tips that you can take on that day because it is, a huge undertaking. But you can be very successful at it if you're effective at it. And that's the biggest point, is to be effective. You will be successful. So I will give you tips on how to be effective for cleanse days. That's all I have. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Eventually, I think I'm going to open up into the world of online coaching where I can do fitness plans and then also do those sassy self skill building sessions where I do like an confidential online platform where I go through my manualized treatment for fitness with you, where we build those skills that are important for exercise enjoyment, self-efficacy, and adherence. Want to be the new voice of fitness. So if you know anybody who'd be interested in, subscribing to my blogs or, Instagram account or Facebook, just let them know, because that's you being a friend and reaching out and saying, hey, this person can help us well with some of these challenges that we face. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to go because I did not mean for this video to be so long. I'm sorry. But I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Bye.